One of the things we've been covering little snippets of in some of these videos on youth sports is its relationship to the community. So today's video, we'll be delving a little deeper into that. How do youth sports help the community? That's what we'll be addressing in this video. Youth sports are a great way to help build health and hope of a community. We'll be looking at that, helping them find purpose, improving academics, the economics also that kind of go along with that, bringing together neighborhoods, building unity, and the long-term effects of coaching and mentoring on young people and the community emotional health long-term. All those things and more, that's what we covered in this video. Youth sports can bring in hope on a lot of different levels. It can give people that idea of just being able to escape the ordinary drudgery that often kind of poorer communities oftentimes have, right? And that hope can be really important. Unfortunately, one of the challenges are that these lower income areas have 40% fewer opportunities for kids to get involved in sports. But when they happen, the hope can be game changers. There's a book called The Talent Code that was written somewhere around 2007, 2008, but it talked about some of these talent hotbeds throughout the world where suddenly, all of a sudden, there's like these South Korean female golfers who've come out of nowhere, Russian tennis stars. When you think of the Dominican Republic in baseball, in Brazil, soccer. And what was it there that really kind of happened? And a lot of these cases, there was poverty, people, no hope, all that. But then somebody gave them hope. There was a talented person who came through, and they were also able to systemize, right, the whole development and training process. But the hope, that spark that gave the passion, was incredibly influential in the community and the development of just self-image, perseverance, stick-to-itiveness, drive, all of these things that it takes to really develop talent and move forward. It didn't just impact that athlete. It impacted the hope. It was these kind of role models that are so powerful, and sports are a great medium for that. So when we talk about, this hope, with that, there's also a sense of purpose, right? When you have purpose in your life, that's like the engine that's really going to kind of push you through. So you've got the hope, you've got the kids who now see something that's possible because they've seen somebody else do it. And that will give them that sense of purpose of something to shoot for, right? Something that's real and tangible, something they understand. And it builds this kind of success loop. But it can ripple out into other areas where the disadvantaged physically, emotionally, what have you, can be brought in. This is the beauty of some of these programs, like the Challenger program for Little League, where, remember, one of our kids' families, close family friends, had a daughter with Down syndrome, and she got involved with the Challenger Little League. Both her brothers were involved in Little League, so her father and mom were big sports fans and advocates for getting involved, and they got her involved. Actually, it was that family really helped. They had done their research, like they knew that program was out there, so they started the local one. And it was wonderful to see these people getting a chance for all those things we've talked about, for normal, boy, I don't even like to use that word, but for youth who don't have those handicapping challenges, and then the volunteers, the young kids who are volunteering to help out. It was Wonderful. So you get the same benefits for multiple groups, right? It's this idea again of hope and purpose, no matter your background or where you're from. It lifts people up. It's an incredibly powerful tool. 2024, Michigan State University published a report that showed that by participating or increasing the participation rate in youth sports can save over $80 billion in healthcare costs because of the improved health benefits that come from all that long term. So economically, that's one savings. Economically speaking, also, when you improve academics, which we've also talked about, participation in youth sports tends to improve academic performance, then your income will tend to go up. So the difference between like a college education, high school education over the course of your lifetime is about $1 million more. It's roughly the same between high school and GED, right? So if you're getting kids involved in youth sports, and instead of dropping out or just trying to get their GED, they go on and actually graduate high school, long term, that's a big improvement. If they were kind of probably going to get through high school, but by getting them involved in youth sports, they build all the self confidence, they improve their academics, and now they're actually beginning to think about college, right? That's about another $1 million improvement. So you've got that side of the economic factor, right? You can save money through healthcare costs, improvement in their academics, improves their long-term ability to earn money. But you also can talk about local economy, right? Where when you have a vibrant youth sports program and you have kids coming to their little league thing and their the snack shacks and the local store that they go by, ride their bikes by before they get to the field, and they stop in for their drinks and all. You'd be amazed at the impact that has, and the pride of the local community who support the businesses who support those programs, right? So they're sponsoring us. We're going to go to that store. And again, the final season was a movie that we talked about in another video. But when that school was shutting down, the local businesses, particularly who supported the sports community and all, had detrimental impact on them because they relied on the school and the local sports scene in order to run their businesses. At really young ages, having neighborhood programs can be really beneficial on lots of levels, lots of reasons. You're building a neighborhood community identity that can be wonderful and great. But then as you get a little bit older, these rivalries, you got to begin to bring kids together. And sports can do that exceptionally well, right? Somebody you used to play against, now you're playing with. And instead of being your competitor, you begin to get to know them on a personal level and you building these friendships and bonds that can last a lifetime, right? Some of my closest friends I played high school soccer with, right? So these groups, these neighborhood groupings, building those up and then bringing them together through sports and become teammates are powerful. There's actually one case in New Haven, Connecticut, where they purposely put people from different neighborhoods on the same team because there had been too much competition, right? There had been too much conflict between these neighborhoods. So creating a league where they brought these neighborhoods together for basketball, and you signed up and then you just put on different teams, not by neighborhood, brought unity between those two neighborhoods because now you were playing with somebody from that rival neighborhood before. You get to know them on a personal level and all that it comes together with being a teammate. And that helped bring together, in this case, divided neighborhoods. So sports can have a powerful impact that way as well. Now I talk about coaching. When you have a good culture around youth sports, you have a coach, like I had a coach who had been coached by somebody else. And now I was being coached by this guy. And what you learn from those coaches keeps getting passed down. So what my coach had learned from his coach, who's now like he's still around, but he was like a grandfather type, right? Was passed down to this coach, who passed it down to me, who I'm passing it down to the kids I coach. Those principles get passed down and they impact generations. We have a good culture around youth sports and everybody's on the same page on what really needs to be taught. It is powerful lessons that go on for a lifetime that these men and women are passing down to the kids. And again, it feeds on itself. You pass down your positive experiences that you learn from this other coach to the next generation who learned it from you, and then they pass it down. It's a powerful impact on the culture of a community. Well, that brings us to the end of another video, so please consider subscribing to my channel so you can get access to all these videos and more. You also might be very interested in registering for one of our free webinars. In this case, I might suggest Empower in Excel. The link is in the description, so go there, check out that webinar, register for that, then watch some other videos, and we'll see you in the next one.